Welcome to Numismatic Coin News, where facts matter, hype is tested, and real collector knowledge leads the way. And today we uncover the ultra-rare and most valuable story behind the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1965 with no mint mark. At first glance, the 1965 Washington quarter appears common, because millions were struck and most people spend them without a second thought. But this was the exact year the United States ended 90% silver coinage for quarters, and that single change created one of the most important transition years in American numismatics. In 1965, the United States Mint officially switched from silver quarters to copper nickel-clad quarters, meaning every standard issue Washington quarter from this year should have a copper core with outer nickel layers and no mint mark. Since mint marks were temporarily removed to discourage hoarding, however, a tiny number of quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964, creating one of the most legendary mint errors in modern United States coin history. This is where value begins, because a true 1965 silver Washington quarter is not supposed to exist, and when authenticated, it becomes an elite rarity hunted by advanced collectors and major auction houses. To identify a possible rare example, start with weight, because a normal clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter weighs approximately 6.25 grams, and this difference is critical. Next, examine the edge, because a silver quarter shows a solid silver edge with no copper stripe, while a clad quarter clearly reveals a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers. The diameter remains 24.3 millimeters, but sound also matters, because silver produces a higher ringing tone when gently tapped, while clad coins sound dull and flat. Collectors must also watch for error varieties such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and wrong metal errors, all of which can dramatically increase value when professionally verified. The history behind this coin drives demand, because transition errors represent moments when the United States Mint changed national policy, and collectors view these coins as frozen evidence of that change. Market demand remains extremely strong, because silver transition errors are scarce, visually dramatic, and heavily documented, making them highly desirable for registry sets and advanced collections. Grading is essential, because only professional certification from services such as PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity, metal composition, and condition, which directly determines market price. A genuine 1965 silver Washington quarter has achieved verified auction prices exceeding $20,000, with top examples approaching $30,000 depending on grade and appeal. Error-clad examples with dramatic off-metal strikes or major mint mistakes have sold between $3,000 and $10,000 in major United States auctions. The estimated extreme high price for a flawless mint state silver transitional example is projected beyond $50,000 if market competition aligns. If you believe you have one of these coins, sell only through trusted United States marketplaces such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Great Collections, or certified listings on eBay with professional grading. This coin teaches a powerful lesson in coin hunting, because value is created by knowledge, precision, patience, and verification, not by rumors or wishful thinking. Always check weight, edge, sound, metal composition, and certification before making conclusions, because real profits come from facts, not assumptions. Today we uncover the real truth behind the United States of America Washington quarter dollar dated 1966 with no mint mark, a coin born in one of the most confusing and dramatic periods in modern United States coinage history. In 1966, the United States Mint was fighting a national coin shortage, silver was disappearing from circulation, and public hoarding was at an all-time high. So the Mint made a historic decision to remove silver entirely from quarters and to temporarily eliminate mint marks, meaning every 1966 quarter was struck without a mint mark, creating mystery, confusion, and opportunity for collectors. At first glance, this coin appears common, but value does not come from the date alone, it comes from condition, precision, errors, and survival. And this is where the 1966 Washington quarter begins to separate ordinary pocket change from collector gold. The official specifications are critical for identification. This coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and is composed of a copper nickel-clad structure bonded to a pure copper core, and any deviation from these standards can signal something special. To identify a potentially rare and valuable example, you must examine the strike quality, the luster, and the sharpness of Washington hair details and the eagle feathers, because high-grade uncirculated and proof-like examples are extremely difficult to find for this year. One of the most valuable categories for this coin is major mint errors, including off-center strikes, double die obverse errors, broad strikes, wrong planchet strikes, and clipped planchets, and these are the coins that can transform a few cents into serious money. A verified double die obverse 1966 Washington quarter can sell for several $1,000s depending on strength and grade, while dramatic off-center strikes with full date visibility have reached prices of $3,000 to $5,000 at auction. One of the highest verified auction prices for a flawless 1966 Washington quarter graded mint state 68 by a top grading service exceeded $12,000, proving that condition alone can create explosive value even without silver content. The extreme estimated high price for a unique error example, such as a wrong metal planchet or dramatic multi-strike error in top condition, can approach $20,000 in the current specialized error coin market. This is why grading is not optional, it is essential. Professional grading by services such as PCGS or NGC authenticates the coin, protects the value, and opens the door to elite collectors and serious buyers worldwide. Coin hunters should search bank rolls, old collections, and estate finds, focusing on sharp details, unusual weight, weak strikes, doubling, and anything that looks different from a normal quarter, because rarity hides in small details. When it comes time to sell, trusted United States marketplaces matter. Heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, and verified online platforms such as eBay with third-party grading provide real exposure and real money for genuine coins. Market demand for high-grade clad Washington quarters has been steadily rising as collectors realize how few truly perfect examples survived circulation, and this trend continues to push prices higher year after year. The 1966 Washington quarter is not about fantasy or hype, it is about history, scarcity and condition, and the undeniable power of mint errors, making it one of the most misunderstood modern United States coins. Today we reveal the truth behind a coin that many people overlook, yet advanced collectors hunt aggressively, because the 1967 Washington quarter represents a turning point in American money and a secret opportunity hiding in plain sight. The year 1967 sits inside the historic transition era after the Coinage Act of 1965, when the United States removed silver from circulating quarters forever, and during this period the U.S. Mint removed all mint marks entirely to discourage hoarding, meaning every authentic 1967 quarter will show no mint mark at all. This coin was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, with an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a standard weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. And these exact measurements are critical because any deviation can signal a valuable mint error. On the obverse, you will find John Flanagan dignified portrait of George Washington facing left, while the reverse features a proud heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, and collectors carefully inspect both sides for sharpness, strike quality, and unusual details that separate ordinary coins from elite survivors. So why can a 1967 Washington quarter with no mint mark be valuable, when millions were made? Because rarity in numismatics is not only about mintage numbers, it is about condition, errors, and survival rate, especially for coins that circulated heavily during economic change. High-grade examples certified in mint state condition are exceptionally scarce, and quarters graded MS-67 or higher with strong luster, clean fields, and sharp details have achieved verified auction prices exceeding $5,000, with extreme condition rarities estimated as high as $10,000 when competition is fierce. The real excitement begins with error varieties, because error coins turn common dates into legendary finds, and known 1967 quarter errors include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, double-struck coins, and rare off-metal strikes that should never exist. A confirmed off-metal 1967 quarter struck on the wrong planchet can command prices ranging from $5,000 to $25,000 depending on condition and authentication, while dramatic double-strike errors have sold for values exceeding $3,000 in verified auctions. To identify a rare variety, you must examine the coin under proper lighting and magnification, looking for doubling in letters, unusual thickness, incomplete rims, missing design elements, or incorrect color, and always weigh the coin using a digital scale accurate to at least 0.01 grams. Market demand for transitional era coins remains strong because collectors value history, and the 1967 quarter symbolizes the end of silver coinage and the beginning of modern clad money, making it an essential piece for advanced United States-type collections. Grading is absolutely critical, because professional certification from PCGS or NGC protects authenticity, assigns market-trusted grades, and can multiply the value dramatically, turning a raw coin into a serious investment piece. When it comes time to sell, serious collectors use verified United States marketplaces such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, and trusted platforms like eBay with certified listings, where competitive bidding determines true market value. The truth is simple and honest: most 1967 quarters are worth face value, but the right coin with the right grade or the right error can be worth more than an entire collection, and that is why knowledge is the most valuable tool in coin hunting. Now it is your turn to check your change, examine your rolls, and look closer than ever before, because history does not always shine in silver. Sometimes it hides in copper and nickel waiting to be discovered. Tonight the spotlight turns to a Washington quarter dollar dated 1974 with no mint mark, a coin that appears ordinary yet hides stories that separate common finds from extraordinary discoveries. This coin was struck in Philadelphia at a time when the United States Mint was transitioning through a modern era of clad coinage, and the absence of a mint mark is not a mistake but a historical feature, because Philadelphia did not use mint marks on quarters in this period, making identification a matter of knowledge rather than assumption. The Washington quarter dollar 1974 is composed of a copper core sandwiched between two layers of cupronickel, with a standard weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and any deviation from these exact measurements is the first warning sign that you may be holding something special. Value begins with condition, and while millions were struck, only a tiny fraction survive in elite mint state grades, where sharp hair detail on Washington, full feather definition on the eagle, and original luster without wear can transform a face value coin into a serious collector target. The true excitement comes from rare varieties and mint errors, including off-center strikes, double die obverse impressions, broad strikes without a retaining collar, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors, all of which can push a 1974 quarter into a completely different value category. Collectors must examine the date, rim, and lettering carefully, looking for doubling, weak strikes, or unusual thickness, and always confirm the weight, because even a fraction of a gram difference can mean the coin escaped the mint with a dramatic and valuable error. Grading is absolutely critical, because a professionally certified example by PCGS or NGC establishes trust, authenticity, and market confidence, and ungraded coins almost always sell for less than their true potential. Even when rare, verified auction records show that top-grade 1974 quarters graded MS67 and higher have sold for prices reaching into the low thousands, with the highest confirmed examples achieving values around $3,000 to $4,000 in strong competitive bidding environments. The estimated extreme high price for a perfect MS68 example with blazing luster and zero distractions could exceed $7,000, while dramatic error coins from this year have realized prices ranging from $500 to over $2,000 depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. To sell for big money, serious collectors use trusted United States marketplaces such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, and verified online platforms like eBay with third-party grading, where exposure and buyer confidence create real competition. The real lesson in coin hunting is patience, education, and careful inspection, because valuable coins do not announce themselves loudly, and the difference between pocket change and a treasure often comes down to knowledge and attention to detail. Today we dive deep into the United States of America Washington quarter dollar 1980 struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a coin that holds hidden potential when rare varieties and genuine mint errors are involved. The 1980p Washington quarter was produced during a time of massive coin circulation in the United States, with hundreds of millions struck for everyday commerce. Yet Philadelphia Mint coins carry no mint mark, and that missing letter becomes the first clue collectors must understand when identifying a genuine example from this year. This coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure with an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a standard weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and any deviation from these precise specifications can immediately signal something extraordinary. The obverse features George Washington facing left, designed by John Flanagan, with crisp details in the hair, jawline, and lettering being critical indicators of quality, while the reverse displays the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, arrows, and olive branches, where weakness, doubling, or distortion can point toward valuable mint errors. Now here is where the story becomes truly fascinating, because the regular 1980p quarter in circulated condition is worth face value, but rare mint errors from this year can sell for serious money when verified and graded by a professional third-party service. Collectors hunt aggressively for dramatic errors such as off-center strikes, double-struck coins, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors, especially examples struck on smaller or foreign planchets that result in incorrect weight and diameter. One of the most valuable errors from the 1980p quarter is a strong off-center strike with full date visible, which has achieved verified auction prices exceeding $2,000 when authenticated and graded. Another highly desirable variety includes major double-die obverse errors, where the lettering in Liberty and In God We Trust shows clear separation, and these rare examples have sold for prices ranging from $1,500 to over $3,000 depending on condition. Wrong planchet errors are the crown jewels for this issue, and documented examples of 1980 quarters struck on thinner or lighter planchets have reached extreme high prices approaching $8,000 in competitive auction environments. The estimated extreme high price for a flawless, dramatic mint error combined with top-tier grading could reach $10,000 or more, especially as demand increases and surviving examples remain tightly held by advanced collectors. This is why grading is absolutely essential, because raw coins cannot command serious money without authentication, and professional grading by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX provides legitimacy, market trust, and maximum value for sellers. When coin hunting, always weigh your quarters, inspect the edges for missing clad layers, examine lettering for doubling, and check alignment for off-center strikes, because knowledge and patience separate successful collectors from casual spenders. If you discover a potential rarity, sell only through trusted United States marketplaces such as Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, Great Collections, or verified online platforms like eBay with professional certification to reach serious buyers. The Washington quarter $1980p is not valuable because it is old, but because rarity is born from mistakes, survival, and collector demand, and understanding this truth protects you from misinformation while opening the door to real opportunities. If this deep dive helped you see your pocket change differently, support Numismatic Coin News by liking this video, sharing it with fellow collectors, leaving a comment about what coin you want covered next, and subscribing for daily honest coin knowledge that helps you hunt smarter and sell stronger.